Warning: the following video contains images of the paranormal. What's going on, YouTube? Single digits with your Friday video upload. As you could tell from the warning, I'm going to be talking about some spooky stuff, supposedly. So this past weekend I went to New Orleans with my wife and her brother and husband, James and Mark, and we went on a ghost tour. And I'm a skeptic, but let me explain a little bit. I don't necessarily disbelieve in ghosts, but I also don't believe absolutely in them. I don't know. I'm not a person to take somebody's personal experiences and, discount them or discredit them. But, for me, maybe I've had some weird things happen in some spookier places, but, nothing that I ever really, convinced me. I never really got anything ever on camera. Not that I was trying or, yeah, I'm not like a ghost hunter. But, I just, I never really bought into it. But the world is big and crazy, and I don't know everything, and I don't think a lot of people know everything. So, who knows? Well, that may have changed a little bit, so stick around to the end of the video and tell me what you think after everything you see here. So let's get right into it. We went to New Orleans, and we went and booked a ghost tour on the New Orleans Ghost Adventures Tour. We did the Haunted Cemetery bus tour. If we click that. So basically we meet in the French Quarter and we catch a bus, and there's a tour guide, and I think there's maybe 20 people on the tour bus. And they take you to two different cemeteries. The first cemetery is the Katrina Memorial and Charity Hospital Cemetery. So I believe the history of it was that there was already a cemetery. Yeah, there was already a hospital cemetery there, and then they did a memorial for all of the unfortunate people who lost their lives in Hurricane Katrina. And then after that one, we went to the Oddfellows Rest Cemetery, which is an above ground Oddfellows cemetery. So the Oddfellows are part of or adjacent to the Masons. So it's a group, or it's not like a secret group, but it's it's like a group of people that are specialized, I think, in the mortuary and burials and stuff like that. And you have to be a member to be able to be buried in this cemetery. And it's actually not open to the public. See, Oddfellows Rest is not open to the public. So we were able to get access to it because of the ghost tour. I'm sorry for all the weird stuff over here. And also there might be some background sounds because I'm doing this during the day. Not because I'm scared, but just because of time. So yeah, I went there with the skeptical hippo eyes, as I would. And it was fun. It was cool. They gave us an EMF reader, electromagnetic field reader. And that's a little, it's just a little screen thing about the size of a cell phone, maybe a little bulkier, and it'll detect electromagnetic field readings. So if there's lots of electromagnetic interference, the numbers will go up, and if there's nothing, they'll drop down to zero. And supposedly when you walk around places that are haunted or there's paranormal activity, it will cause it to spike when an entity is around. So that was fun. That was cool. And yeah, so the first one we went to was the Katrina Memorial. Now, we get out and it looks like just any other cemetery. And I'm just gonna get right into this stuff to not make this video too long because I know you've all been waiting. And I kind of lagged around behind the group because I didn't. If we're like looking for ghosts, I don't want to be in a big group. No, with like a bunch of people. So as the group would like move on around the cemetery, I would kind of hang in the back to kind of get by myself. And I was just kind of taking pictures with my cell phone, and the way I was taking them was like this. I had night mode on or whatever because it was low light. You saw street lights everywhere. You'll see in the photos coming up. But I was just taking pictures like this as I was walking around, and I took a good number of pictures. Wasn't really trying to, you know, like provoke anything or whatever. I was just taking pictures. I don't even know if on my head at the time I was really like trying to get a picture of a ghost. But some strange stuff happened. The first one is this photo here. So let me go through it a little bit. This is James, Amber's brother, and this is his husband Mark. And he was saying, so there's these like memorial, I don't know, things. They're just structures or just cement structures. And James was saying that he was feeling like a cold spot. So that's why over here, if you follow my cursor, he's like reaching out because he feels, he says he's like, oh, it's cold here. Like it's cold. And, it wasn't too terribly cold overall outside. We're used to up here. So, I mean, for people down in Louisiana and New Orleans, it was probably chilly for them. But for us, upstate New Yorkers, that it wasn't cold. But it was cold enough for James to notice a drastic difference. And, so I was just taking pictures. And essentially, the tour guide said that, like, sometimes you'll see, like, images in the reflective wall, which, makes sense because it's reflective, I guess. So that's where I was focused. But then I realized after going back that there is this shape right here. Now, I have another thing that I'm going to bring up and kind of explain. But on the other side of this wall, there was nobody, because when he said that, I was walking around. So these group of people and everybody, like, they went that way, over that way, and I kind of stayed back, and I walked around the wall, and there was nobody back there. So it wasn't like there was a shadow being cast from the other side. So let me just bring this up because I made a little diagram to explain it a little bit better. I guess I'll put it here for now. So that would be James. The big blue thing here, that would be Mark. You can see the shadows being cast. So these are the lines of the shadow. That's his arm extending, which you can see right here. So that would be his arm. This purple is this lady here. These two purple dots are these two people back here. And that was it. There was nobody else. There was nobody else there. And so, like, on the other side, there was nobody here. So there's nobody here that would cast this shadow. And also, it's hard to explain. It's hard to, like, describe, but, like, the angles also wouldn't work. Like, there is no, like, you can see the casting of the shadow from this monument thing. But then there's also light sources. So, like, there's light sources coming from this way too, which lights this up. I think you can see, like, some of the reflection of the trees and whatnot. So this image here is strange because if that shadow was going to be cast, it wasn't cast from in here, obviously, because there's nobody there, and also there's no light that's projecting out of the monument thing. So that doesn't make sense. And then if it was from this side, there was nobody back there. These two people are ahead of the monument, so they're not casting a shadow on this wall. And there's nobody else back there. So strange for sure. Very strange. I don't know if that's proof or not, but it, like when you add up the sum of all the things, so James saying he felt a cold presence, and like putting his hand out to the wall, and then there was this, you know, whatever blob thing where he's like reaching. It gave James the chills. It gave Amber the chills. Mark, I don't think, was too scared. Neither was I. He's more of a skeptic, I think, than as well as I am. But it is weird and freaky nonetheless. And also, one last thing I'll point out in this one is that like the shadow too, like this has like a, it's weird. It's like kind of two tone almost, but this image is like it's different than what his shadow would be. And this wall wasn't like stained or anything that I could tell. And from looking at it now, it's like it's kind of like this one in the background here, just kind of normal. So it's kind of weird that like the coloring of the shadow or whatever. So I don't know what that is, and it very well could just be something explained. Stupidly, I deleted a lot of the other pictures that I didn't capture anything, and I should have kept one. I had another one of this where this image is not there, and the wall looks the same just without these two shadows. So yeah, that's a fumble on my part. But yeah, I mean, that's one. Now, you can probably make the argument that, it's anything. You could probably explain it. You could think about it. I'll bring this image back up. So there you go. Yeah, but these are the two people back there. This is that lady. This is Mark and James. These are the shadows they're casting, as you can see on the direction. So yeah, and this is crude too. I made it in paint. But essentially, yeah, that's what it is. And like I said, there was nobody back there. I walked back there. There was nobody back there. Everybody had moved over to the right of the picture to continue the tour. So that's strange. Later on in the tour, when we're about to wrap up, I did see something. Well, I didn't see anything initially. Like I said, this was all after the fact. But as we were walking to leave, so here's this next image. So this is kind of the opposite side. So like if, oops, no. So like if this is here, right? If you go back this way to the left, like towards behind Mark and James, that would be like walking. See, here's like the path right here. It's the same path here. So walking back to leave, the bus was over there on the right, on the left side. So I was just taking pictures as we were leaving. We have two stragglers here. You can actually see the EMF reader in this person's hand. Now they are in front of this tree line here. Okay, they're in front of it, so closer to where I'm taking the picture, because you can't go past that tree line. That tree line on the other side were like the graves and everything. So you're not allowed to walk over there. The public's not allowed to walk over there. And as we were leaving, I'm just, like I said, I have my phone out. I'm taking pictures like this, click, 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 click as I'm leaving. So my perspective in the next photo changed a little bit. We can use this cross here as a reference. But what happened next was, oh, that's the zoomed in one. So as I keep walking, and I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me get over here. Oh, let me move myself here. I'll move me this way. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Oh, cool, magic, right? So there's this, and I don't know what it is. And it's not a person, because like I said, I'm taking my photos like this, and I'm looking up. I'm not seeing anybody. I was the last one, and I know I was the last one because I got yelled at by my wife for being late to the bus and them potentially leaving me behind. So there's nobody there. And yeah, take a look. What do you guys think? The front is like a little blurry, like almost translucent, like see-through. You know, you have the rays from the lights here, and you know they go past. Um, so yeah, just very, very strange. So let's bring this back to the other photo. That was zoomed in. So as you can tell, so there's that. Actually, let me close out. Where is it? Not that one. Sorry, everybody. I can close that one out. I can close this one out. Let's get this one. Okay, I'll close this one. Oh, did I lose them all? I did. Hold on 1 second, just to make this a little bit easier for everybody. Move these here. Okay. Now I'll just open this one. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, I'm just walking, taking these pictures, and yeah, so these people left, you know, and I'm just lagging behind, like I said, and then as I'm walking to head back towards the bus that direction over there in the photo, yeah, I catch this thing. And I don't know what it is. What do you guys think? Looks like a person to me, you know, but I'm not sure. So on the bus afterwards, I'll leave this up. Yeah, afterwards on the bus, you know, I'm looking through. I'm not paying attention too much. I'm, you know, scrolling through the bunch of photos that I took, and you know, I see that one, and I was like, huh. All right. So, you know, I raised my hand and I was like, hey, I think I got something. And needless to say, the tour guide was like blown away. He's like, oh my goodness, absolutely. He made me like stay behind after the tour was done to text the photo to him so that he could have it probably for, you know, the website or whatever to show subsequent tour groups, which is fine. It was cool. Everybody on the bus wanted to see. I became kind of a little mini celebrity, so to speak. But yeah, it was cool. It was interesting. The Oddfellows Cemetery, I didn't get anything. James had an experience there. He said he saw something, and he was pretty freaked out. So, you know, I kind of believe that he did see something. What he saw, I don't know, but it was enough to freak him out. And yeah, just very, very strange. But I didn't catch anything at the second one. I wanted to really bad. The EMF reader was going off a little bit when Amber was holding it, and I was able to debunk a little bit of it because like it was on like that one. There was like one section of the wall where you know, it was like the readings were high. It wasn't like spiking, but the readings were high. And then I noticed that there was like an electrical box on top of like a pole, but not like, it was about, you know, where you could hold your hand up, or somebody taller than me could hold their hand up, and you know, maybe like 7-8 foot high. And then I held it up, and yeah, the EMF reader spiked. It went red, and then I brought it down to the ground, and it went cold. It went to 0. And then like as I held it up and like walked along back and forth, like it stayed at a higher reading. So I was able to debunk that, you know, but again, who knows? So overall, it was really fun. It was cool. It was interesting. Like I said, I didn't expect to get anything here, and yeah. So that's what I have. Tell me what you guys think. If you haven't subscribed, please do comment and like my video. Tell me what you think down below, and yeah, if you have had any experiences, I'd love to hear about them. And until the next video, take care of yourselves, and I hope you're not too spooked out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.